The sound of a 90-pound Mastiff knocking a toddler to the floor is unmistakable. Rachel heard it from the kitchen, that heavy, dull thud that makes every parent's blood stop. She dropped the dish towel and ran. Max had Mia pinned. The toddler was flat on the carpet, face up, the dog's massive head lowered directly over the child's face. Mia was crying, not screaming, just that confused, frightened cry that meant something hurt, but nothing was broken yet. "Max!" "No." Rachel grabbed the dog's collar and pulled hard. Max resisted. For the first time since they brought him home 3 years ago, he didn't obey immediately. His body was rigid. His eyes stayed locked on Mia. She pulled harder. The dog finally stepped back, but slowly, reluctantly. Mia sat up, tears streaming, reaching for Rachel. No visible injuries, no blood. Just scared. But that sound, that thud, that had been real. She scooped Mia up and carried the toddler to the couch, heart still racing. Max stood exactly where she'd pulled him, staring at them both. His tail wasn't wagging, his ears were forward, alert, not guilty, not ashamed, just watching. When Tom got home that evening, Rachel was still shaken. She explained what happened. The sound, the way Max had Mia on the floor, the way he wouldn't move when she called him. Tom knelt down and checked Mia carefully. No bruises, no bumps. The toddler was already playing again, completely fine. But Rachel wasn't fine. "He's never done anything like that," Tom said. "I know. That's what scares me." Tom looked at Max. The dog sat in the corner of the living room, eyes moving between Tom and Mia, calm, steady. Maybe it was an accident. Maybe Mia startled him. It didn't feel like an accident. It felt deliberate. That night they kept Max in the laundry room while Mia slept. It felt wrong. He'd never been locked away before, but Rachel couldn't shake the image of that moment. The weight of the dog on top of their child. The next morning, it happened again. Rachel was changing Mia's diaper when Max came into the nursery. He walked directly to the changing table and pressed his nose against Mia's face, not sniffing, pressing. "Max, back." She said it louder. "Max, back, now." Still nothing. She physically pushed him away. He took 2 steps back, then immediately moved forward again, nose going straight to Mia's mouth. Rachel's patience snapped. Out. Now, Max finally left, but only after she raised her voice to a level that made Mia start crying. That afternoon, Rachel called the vet. The vet listened carefully, asked questions. How old was Max? Had there been any other behavior changes? Any aggression toward other people? No. Just Mia. The vet was quiet for a moment, then said, "It might be stress. Sometimes dogs react unpredictably when there's a baby in the house, especially if they were used to being the center of attention." Rachel thanked her and hung up. By that evening, she'd made the decision. Max couldn't stay. Tom didn't want to believe it. He'd raised Max from a puppy, trained him, trusted him. But he'd also seen the fear in Rachel's face. He'd heard the description of that moment, the dog on top of their child refusing to move. They agreed to call a rescue organization in the morning. That night, Max slept in the garage. Rachel lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. She felt guilty. She felt scared. She felt like she was betraying a family member. But every time she closed her eyes, she saw Max's head hovering over Mia's face, and her chest tightened. At 2:47 a.m., the baby monitor lit up. Mia was crying. Not the usual fussy cry, something else. A strange, weak sound. Rachel sat up immediately and grabbed her phone. The video feed showed Mia in the crib, barely moving. She ran. Tom was right behind her. When they opened the nursery door, Max was already inside. He'd somehow gotten out of the garage, somehow made it through the house, somehow opened the nursery door, or it hadn't latched. He was standing on his back legs, front paws on the crib rail, nose pressed against Mia's face. "Max, get back!" Tom grabbed the dog and pulled him away. Rachel reached into the crib and lifted Mia. The toddler's skin was pale, cold. The crying had stopped. Something's wrong. They called 911. The paramedics arrived in 6 minutes. One of them took Mia from Rachel's arms, checked vitals, asked rapid-fire questions. When did this start? Any fever? Any vomiting? Any known allergies? The second paramedic noticed Max. He was standing in the hallway, completely still, eyes fixed on Mia. Has the dog been acting strange? Yes, for 2 days. The paramedic looked at Mia again, looked at Max, then looked at Rachel. We need to get to the hospital now. At the ER, a doctor examined Mia thoroughly. Blood tests, monitoring, questions. Then she came back into the room with a printout and a very serious expression. Your daughter's CO levels in the nursery were at 67 ppm. Rachel's breath stopped. The doctor continued, her voice calm but firm. Another 12 minutes, and we would be having a very different conversation. She looked at both parents. What made you bring her in tonight? The doctor nodded slowly. And the dog? Rachel looked at Tom. He looked back at her. He wouldn't leave Mia alone, Rachel said quietly. For 2 days. We thought he was being aggressive. The doctor's expression softened. Dogs can detect carbon monoxide buildup before we can. It's documented. The change in scent, in breath chemistry, they pick it up long before symptoms are visible to us. Max knew. The doctor nodded. He was trying to tell you. When they brought Mia home 3 days later, Max was waiting by the door. Rachel knelt down and put her arms around his neck. I'm sorry, she whispered. I'm so sorry. Max exhaled slowly, leaning into her. That night, Mia slept in the crib. Max slept on the floor beside it. No one asked him to. He just did.